Now, Hillary Clinton back in the news. She has some thoughts about radical socialism, communism, like every elected Democrat, with the exception of John Fetterman. She is now bowing at the altar of the socialist communists that now dominate her party. She's now trying to sell this extremism as fun and a healthy experiment. Really, take a look.
You know, Democratic Party right now is, I think, going through a kind of experiment. Like, who can actually respond, particularly to young people's very real concerns about where they are at this point in their lives and what kind of future do they have for themselves. And I think that's healthy.
Oh, so much for her agreeing with her husband. Remember, he was president. He said the era of big government is over, or the end of welfare as we know it. Wow, how far they have sunk. Now, wherever these policies have been adopted, people never get what is promised. Never happens. They end up poorer than they were before. They lose their freedom in the process, all in the name of this false security that everything will be provided by the same people that run the post office, gave you Obamacare, burned through the cash of Social Security, and gave your kids the worst government schools the money can buy. But instead of standing up to the political rot now taking over the Democratic Party by storm, you have many establishment leaders. They are trying to act cool, very cool. Here's J.B. Pritzker, Illinois billionaire, let me repeat that, billionaire governor posing for the camera. It's not totally clear why he filmed this and dubbed it with loud techno music, but it's making Americans want to crawl out of their skin with kind of like cringeworthy embarrassment. And by the way, if he's such a believer in this far-left socialism, let me ask you a question. And he wants higher taxes. Well, he's free to give away all of his billions, maybe keep 2% for himself. He can give the rest to the less fortunate and lead by example. But I always say liberals are only generous with your money. Then, of course, we got Hakeem Jeffries. He's getting absolutely roasted by members of his own party for daring to meet with Jared Kushner. But Jeffries is a leader in minority leader in name only, like Schumer in the Senate, minority leader in name only. He wants everyone to know he's tough. He's a guy that's going after President Trump. In other words, he's bowing before the altar of the socialist communists that now dominate his party. Take a look.
What's up, y'all? Just finished up an event here in the community in Brooklyn. I want to give you a little real talk on this Jared Kushner situation. He asked for a meeting, and I took it to discuss the affordability crisis that exists that is not a hoax. At the same period of time, I shouldn't have to say it, but I am. No one is going to get a pass. We're going to hold every single member of the Trump cartel accountable.
If you're one of the crazies, I promise I'll do everything you want me to do. Wow, pretty embarrassing. No one is being served by this performative brand of politics. Nobody. And of course, the Democratic Party's, stated positions are even worse. And tonight, one of the issues that seems to bring almost all Democrats together is a dangerous obsession with trans kids. Cisgender, telefrico, God is non-binary, to just about every Democrat in the House and the Senate, every candidate running. Remember, since 2019, 250 of these radical Democratic Socialist communists have been elected. There's over 40 of them on the ballot in 70 days. This is now their unifying issue. This is insane. In fact, Democrats want unfettered access to permanent sex change operations and other treatments for young kids. Their brains are not even fully developed. They can't buy a bottle of beer in most cases, for another decade or more of their life. And you want to, force taxpayers to pay for it? That's what Kamala was proposing, free sex change operations for illegal immigrants and convicted felons. And last night, Abdullah al-Sayed even compared sex change surgery for children to circumcision. Help me out here.
So, Abdullah, you're a doctor, right? Selectively. I am. So you think it's okay for a parent to slash his kid's thing-a-ling off? You think that's okay? I mean, do you really want to have this conversation? Are you circumcised? Yeah, but I mean, that's a
Jesse,
personal question.
Okay.
Doctor.
So you probably should want to move on. You probably should want to move on.
Is circumcision's different than castration?
I think it's a problem. It's a problem that you get to decide what happens between a parent, a doctor, and a patient. And I'm just saying that, yes, circumcision is surgery on a kid's ding-a-ling. So if you really want to bring that up, you can. I just think you guys are really selective about how you want to talk about these things.
Abdul, Michigan's not going for that. That is sick stuff.
You know, when I started in this business in my mid to late 20s, I never thought we'd be talking about ding-a-lings. It was unfathomable. It's kind of sick and getting sicker every day. Anyway, luckily, Abdul El-Sayed is not licensed to practice medicine, but he will force this gross far-left ideology on all of his constituents if elected. But tonight, cracks are forming in the firewall of the Democratic Party, obviously. And by and large, African-American voters, they don't like these radical, woke, socialist candidates like El-Sayed, who are accused of never-ending radicalism, rather than actually taking the time and solving problems, law and order, safety, security, good schools for their children, like places like, Detroit, for example. Democrats are taking, again, African-American voters for granted. Clarence Thomas pointed out during an interview with our friend Senator Ted Cruz, the left just can't comprehend independent thought, and it might well cost them an election. Take a look.
There were those who thought that I should think a certain way.
Yeah.
And the difficulty has been that they said that, oh, you're confused. Well, I'm not confused. You're confused. They think that here's the way you're supposed to think. Again, here's your skin color. There's this kind of deterministic view that you're supposed to think this because we say so. And I, of course, declined that invitation. And so now that means it's something that I'm a walking contradiction.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.